Yo, what is up, my fallopian tuber? Cesario from Novario coming back at you with another video for your butt. So I got a video response for Mr. Fisher Bike. Alright, so Mr. Fisher Bike wants to know, like, how did you kind of get started on YouTube? Who inspired you to first get started? You know, so I'm going to take you back, way back. All right, to when I first had to start my Facebook group. Now, back then, I'm almost 50. I'm an old man. So I guess, you know what I mean? So back then, I was one of those anti-social media kind of like, oh, that's just going to ruin you and stuff like that. My mind process at the time. But had to open up Facebook and then started connecting with all my old high school friends, you know, army friends, just friends from everywhere. Thought it was cool. And somehow, for whatever reason, like once I reached 100 friends, I thought like, wow, you know, and somehow I kind of lost interest. But the only thing I was doing on there was playing Farmville. And I was part of this Facebook baseball card group. Now, this was like the only card group on earth that I knew about. I just didn't even think to search other groups back then. So I was strictly a member of this guy, and I dealt with everybody in there, and everybody was cool back then. But eventually, once the administrator allowed breaks and sales, kind of, he ended up not disbanding, I don't know, he just said, I'm not dealing with this channel no more, like, because he was getting so many complaints and stuff, like, everybody expected him to fix it. So he just said, like, I don't want to deal with this channel no more, and he changed the name to The Cucumber. That's kind of where my name comes from, but he changed the name to The Cucumber, and people started only posting pictures of, like, you know, big ass cucumbers or cucumbers in peculiar positions. And so I ended up looking for another group, and somebody that was in that group said, hey, join my other baseball group, you know. And so this group, you know, you had to fill out back then for Facebook, you had to fill out like a little survey or I don't know what's the application, you know, to ask you who. And this was the baseball Dodgers collectors group, so they really everybody there only collected Dodgers. And so I thought, like, well, obviously I collect everything, so I thought, oh, I'm not gonna get accepted because I'm not just a Dodger collector. But once they found out I was a grounds crew at the Dodger Stadium, hey, come on in, buddy. You want some tacos? Like, open, you know, welcome me with open arms. And the group is cool, man, cool as hell, and was with them forever. And well, still am basically. But anyways, like I said, once I reached like, wow, I'm going off case. Once I reached like 100 friends, I kind of started losing interest on Facebook, and people were telling me to go on Instagram, that I should do some of my videos that I was doing on Facebook, do them on Instagram. So I joined Instagram, and almost immediately I became a part of like the pet community, like cats and dogs, because I own cats and dogs. So on Instagram, I was mostly doing that and started doing baseball cards. And then eventually I joined, we like formed a pack between like 10 collectors, or like, because people were scamming back then too on Instagram. So we're like, to avoid anybody say, hey, we're only gonna deal with us. Like, we checked everybody checked each other out, whatever. Like, okay, just these 10 people were called Team Mojo, and we only interacted with, not only interacted, we only dealt with each other. Like, okay, none of us are scammers. It was 100% legit, and everybody had a decent collection. So I was on there like enjoying my Instagram baseball card stuff. And then eventually somebody in that group posted a link to the baseball card movie. All right. You know, and I clicked on it, and it was on YouTube, and I watched it. And I remember trying to comment, and it wouldn't let me comment because I didn't have YouTube, but the link let me watch it on YouTube. And then like after, I couldn't figure out how to get back on YouTube. So like whatever. And then somebody else posted another link eventually, and I had a baseball card rap video. Man, that guy was legit straight fire, man. Loved it. I love that video. Love it. It's a old baseball card rap video. And the only person who I commented on that video at the time was Nate, Tops 85401. I think he was like the only person that had ever commented on that video by the time I saw it. And You know, and I think it had like 200 views, which was big back then. Even the baseball card movie, I remember at the time, I think the first time that I seen it, I almost want to say it was like at around 180 views, but it's probably hard for newer guys to process that. But that was like, wow, wow, you know, that was like, wow. You know, now it's probably not. But anyways, um, so those two videos, and then eventually I started watching. I saw other people. I started following people. Like I didn't know you could just click on their avatar, profile, whatever it is, and go to their channel. So you know, went to Nate's channel, and then I would see his comments, and I would click on people that commented on his videos, and then that's how I started watching everybody else. You know, Ray from Philly, Sevens, show me your hits, show me your hits, like all these people in the past, Purple GT, Brad, like all the old school guys. And then wow, there's a community here, and I would click on the profiles, and everybody had like a Twitter, and I didn't have a Twitter, so I had to open the Twitter so I can tweet. All right, so man, like I remember, I think the first person that I ever tweeted a question and was Tan Man baseball fan. Oh man, that guy, man, I remember like I'll say this, at the time I think I was obsessed with his channel, so maybe this is not such a bad word, but I don't know how else to describe it. He was like obsessed with Jose Canseco baseball cards, you know, memorabilia and stuff, and not obsessed like, yeah, baseball fan, I'm gonna kill you. Wah, 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 wah. No, like straight, like good Christian obsession, you know, with his memorabilia and stuff, man. And I thought it was amazing. But anyways, I started tweeting everybody, and everybody gave me the same answer to my question, which was, how do I start a YouTube channel? Like, how do I make a video? And everybody at that time, 2010, whenever the hell it was answering, do you have a computer? And I would say no. Do you have an Apple laptop? No. Oh, well, you can't make videos. So I went on watching YouTube for a year or more without ever joining, making videos, or even commenting. And then eventually I found Nate. I mean, I had found Nate first, but I messaged him. I don't know if it was on Instagram or Facebook. I think I messaged him on Facebook and asked him, "Hey, how can I make a video? I want to start a YouTube channel." And he told me, "Oh, I use my phone. You can use your phone." He was the first person to tell me that, man. After like a year or more, first person to tell me that you could just use your phone. So I ended up starting using my phone. Obviously, like everybody else, I remember Ray from Philly back in the day. He was still making videos. There was still a couple of people making videos like that, you know, and nobody was like bantering them, like, "Hey, stupid, put your phone sideways." You know what I mean? My first couple of videos were like that before I figured out the sideways is the way to get the full view, because I was like, how come my videos come like that? What's going on? Why are my videos anorexic? But anyways, there. That's how I started. Got into YouTube, started making videos. All right, love the hobby. Just keep collecting baseball cards forever. I said, ciao. I'm a pirate parrot. I'm a pirate parrot. I'm Captain Hillbilly.